Hi, this is Reverend Brother Dr. Kenneth Augustus Walker, the chaplain for the Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Hello to Alpha brothers all across the entire globe who make up this great fraternity. Of course, we would like to congratulate the 37th General President of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Brother Lucian Metellus, who was inaugurated on the weekend of January 9 through 12 in New York City. We have something so special. We're bringing you a new offering for Black History Month. We're going to look at a topic that came up at our chaplain's dinner back in the summer that was suggested and recommended by Chaplain Gregory Bailey, Dr. Gregory Bailey. We're going to talk about massacres that impacted Black America. Massacres that impacted Black America. And I'm going to give you all four of those massacres, and different chaplains will bring one each week during February. The first one will be the Tulsa Riots Massacre. That's amazing because the DOJ, Department of Justice, just wrapped up a 123-page report on the Tulsa Massacre, which tore up Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. And a Alpha brother was a part of that team, Brother Kevin out of Washington, D.C. I know him so well, and his last name escapes me, Kevin Jenkins, Brother Kevin Jenkins. So Brother Gregory Bailey will be given that one. Then the second one will be the Wilmington Insurrection. Oh, wow, that was horrible. Then the East St. Louis riots. And finally, I will conclude that series with the Atlanta riots of 1906. 1906 was a significant year because the Atlanta racial riots occurred in September. Alpha Phi Alpha was born December the 4th, 1906. Just September, October, November, December, 3 months after the Atlanta race riots of 1906. So we hope that you will enjoy all month long this incredible series on Black massacres that impacted Black America. And we want to thank our one of our chaplains on this team, Reverend Brother Orlando Evans, who produces all of our offerings from the chaplains team, which are historic. So we hope you will enjoy this series on Black massacres that impacted Black America. Please, please share this all across your social media platforms. You do not have to be an alpha to watch this. We want everyone to know our history, especially that we now live in an era that they want to whitewash history. So thank you for tuning in to the Black History offering presented by the Ada Lambda Chaplains team entitled Massacres That Impacted Black America. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Greetings, brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha and friends. I want to thank you for allowing the Ada Lambda chapter to present to you the massacre that occurred on May 31st and June 1st, 1921. I also want to thank our president, Avery Kinley, Brother Kenneth Augustus Walker, our chaplain, and Reverend Dr. Orlando Evans for his help in the production of this series. I will, for the next 10 minutes, tell you about the incidents that occurred on May 31st and June 1st, 1921. The Tulsa Massacre is often referred to as an incident that occurred spontaneously by a mob that responded to the allegation of a Mr. Rowland, who was a shoeshine person, accidentally bumping into or striking a white woman on an elevator, which some saw as a sexual assault. Mr. Rowland denied the allegation. The alleged victim denied the allegation. However, he was arrested. And not only was he arrested, the news reports came from the Tulsa newspaper called for him to be lynched. A white mob ensued. They came to the jail to seize him, and they were going to lynch him. However, the sheriff called on blacks who were in the Greenwood community to help protect the jailhouse. They did do the protection of that jailhouse initially. However, others came back, and somehow a gunshot was fired, and that started, as some say, all hell breaking loose on Greenwood community. What we know now is that over 300 people were killed, and the entire community of Greenwood, which was previously known as Black Wall Street, was destroyed. Now, this Wall Street is not the same Wall Street as we know in New York City, where capital is exchanged and people receive money on their investment. However, what that community of Greenwood had was people helping each other through their internal efforts during segregation to raise money that they reinvested into their community. And it was a very strong community that had drugstores, had movie theaters, and other ways for blacks to spend their money within their community. That created a lot of envy among the white community, which was not part of the segregated community. The blacks generally had pianos in their homes and other luxury items that showed that they were affluent. The Tulsa community fought, the black community fought to protect their community, and whites from around the area gathered to just strike revenge for the people that tried to defend the jail. The fighting ensued along the Greenwood community, along the railroad tracks that separated the white community from the black community. Though the blacks fought valiantly and appeared to have a stalemate through the night, the white community gathered together and used the resources that had been staged during the World War I to protect the community, to call in the white National Guard that was unofficially assembled during World War I to help lead the community there in Greenwood. They also had aircrafts that were fired that flew over and flew surveillance and helped keep the Greenwood community contained. During the race riot, the community outside of Tulsa had from 10,000 to 25,000 people gathered to help subdue the blacks, and they were put in makeshift prison camps while their women and children were molested and held captive. There were many innocent victims that were killed. One was a Dr. Jackson, who was at the time known as one of the best surgeons in the country. He was killed when he confronted the mob and said that we need to find a nonviolent way to handle this uprising. A neighbor of his tried to tell the mob not to harm him. However, that neighbor was ignored and somebody shot Mr. Jackson and he was killed. But he was not the only one that was killed. There were many that were killed during that time that were innocent and had nothing to do with the uprising or the protecting of the jail. What thereafter followed was numerous attempts to seek justice by the black community there in Tulsa. They were not met with success. The recent report by the United States Justice Department on the Tulsa race riots, which is over 123 pages, confirmed that blacks were not allowed to recover anything for their suffering. They were not allowed to file insurance claims that were paid. They were not allowed any reparations from the city of Tulsa. In fact, the city of Tulsa would not accept money coming into the black community to restore it. Furthermore, the city of Tulsa changed the zoning laws that prohibited the blacks from being able to rebuild the community. They zoned the property to be industrial so that that community was never rebuilt. In fact, today, Greenwood is seeking to now be restored. The community has sought justice. There are 2 remaining victims that are still alive 103 years later that have tried to file lawsuits to seek justice, but they were not allowed to do so under the statute of limitations. However, there should be no statute of limitations for justice. And so we are hoping that the new mayor, his name is Monroe Nichols, the first black mayor of Tulsa, will be able to summon the courage and the moral authority to seek justice, to understand that that community must not only show love, but seek mercy and justice for everyone that's there. And so I believe that the vast vault of justice has enough within it to give that community justice so that we can see reparations for the next generation of people who live in Tulsa. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.